There was a man who made his living by selling balloons on the beach. He had different colors of balloons in his collection. He had orange, he had red, he had pink, he had blue, he had green. He had a special strategy of selling his balloons. Whenever his sales goes down, he releases a balloon. When the balloon goes up, the kids playing around in the beach, when they see the balloon, they compel their parents to go and buy a balloon for them. The parents and the kids, they come to the balloon seller and they buy balloons. This is how he made his living. Again, when the sales goes down, he releases a balloon. The balloon goes up, the kids around, they see the balloon up in the sky. They compel their parents, they force their parents to buy a balloon for them. They approach the balloon seller. One evening, the balloon seller noticed somebody pulling his jacket from the back. He turned around and saw a young boy standing behind him. The boy asked the balloon seller, "Uncle, I can see that you have a collection of balloons. You have red, you have blue, you have pink, you have orange, but I can't find a black balloon. Would your black balloon fly up in the sky just like the other colored balloons? Would it fly like a red balloon? Would it fly like a blue balloon? Would it fly like an orange balloon?" The man looked into the eyes of this young boy, smiled and said, "Son, it is not the color of the balloon, it is what is inside the balloon that takes the balloon up." That same principle applies to our lives as well. It doesn't matter what is the color of your skin. It doesn't matter from which country you come from or which country you belong to. It doesn't matter the number of certificates you have. It doesn't matter what is your education qualification. It does not matter what religion or culture you believe. Every individual on the face of this planet, in this universe, who has been created by the creator of the heavens and the earth, has got a pull within them. When I say pull, it is not a tangible pull within us. There's a pull, there's a quality within us. You can call it a pull or you can call it a diamond. It's intangible, meaning you can't touch it. But the people around you, they can feel the reflection of that pearl. They can feel the reflection of that diamond in you. It shows on your face, it shows in your action. It shows in the way that you deal with people, the way that you communicate with people, the way that you interact with people, the way that you see a situation. It's all because of the reflection of that diamond which is inside you, or that pearl which is inside you, which you can mold it. The question is, what is that thing, or what is that pearl, or what is that diamond inside you and me that makes us go up in life? Stop for a moment and ask yourself, my dear friends, what is that? What is that inside you and me that can make us go up in life? I hope you got it. It's none other than our own attitude. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. This is Farookh Sensei from farookhsensei.com, and this is the third in the series. The title of today's presentation is Your Attitude Leads to Your Success. There lived a farmer in China. One day he got two seeds. One was a seed of a mango, and the other one was a seed of a mozo bamboo. He planted both the seeds, and he watered it and manure it on a regular basis. After a few months, the mango grew taller, and the bamboo shoots started to show up. After a year, the mango grew a bit taller, and the bamboo started showing its shrubs. 2 years later, the mango grew again, whereas the bamboo remained a shrub. 3 years later, the mango grew taller and bigger and larger, whereas the bamboo still remained the same. The 4th year, the mango started giving flowers. The bamboo still remained a shrub. The 5th year, the mango started giving fruits, whereas the bamboo still remained a shrub. And then everything happened. In 30 days, in the 5th year, the bamboo started showing a change. In 30 days, it grew to a 60 feet tall tree within 30 days. When I say 60 feet, it's equivalent to a 5-story building. The question is, what was the bamboo doing all these years? Stop for a moment. Ask yourself, what was the bamboo doing all these 5 years? Well, the answer is, it was laying its foundation. When I say foundation, it was laying its strong foundation, because it very well knew that it has to grow in such a way, it has to grow taller than all the other trees, therefore it has to have a very strong foundation. Every great building in the world has a strong foundation. Every great company in the world has a strong foundation. Every great city in the world has got a strong foundation. Every great person in the world has got a strong foundation. The question is, what's the foundation? It's our attitude. It's our attitude. It's the attitude within us that molds us, which helps us to see the world in a different way. Change your attitude, change your life. I say that change your attitude for the better and change your life for the best. Ask yourself, how would you respond to this situation? Most of the people, they don't respond, but they react. That's the difference between react and respond. Let's take the situation, a heavy traffic. How would you respond to this? Is this the way that you're going to respond? Or if this is the way that you're going to respond, then that is your attitude. You got to change it. Are you one of those who scored the highest mark in the class, 99% marks, and still you cry for that 1%? Or are you the person who scores only the basic level of pass mark? Let's put it as 80%. You score only 80% and you're very happy with that 80%, and you're not sad for losing the 20%. Are you one of that who cries for that 1%, or are you that person who is happy for that 80% that you scored? That shows your attitude. Once a man, he went to a brick factory where they were baking bricks. There were 3 young boys working there in the brick factory. This gentleman, he approaches the first boy and asks him, "What are you doing?" The boy looked at the man and said, "Can't you see?" The man said, "Thank you very much." He goes to the next person, he asks him, "What are you doing?" The second boy replies, "We are making bricks." The gentleman said, "Thank you very much. Thank you for being so kind." He now approaches the third person. He asks the third boy, "What are you doing?" The boy looks at the gentleman. He stands up and he says, "We are building somebody's dream." My dear friends, this is called attitude. The situation was same, the scenario was same, the question asked was same, but the response that you got was different. It is not what happens, it is how you respond to what happens that makes a difference. You can't be a good parent without good attitude. You can't be a good student without good attitude. You can't be a good teacher without good attitude. You can't be a good employee without good attitude. You can't be a good employer, a boss, without good attitude. You can't be a leader without good attitude. Attitude is everything. Attitude is the most important word in the English language. If you take each and every spelling of attitude, A-T-T-I-T-U-D-E, and if you give its corresponding number, like for example, A stands for 1 and Z or Z stands for 26. If you take each and every alphabet of A-T-T-I-T-U-D-E, it gives you exactly 100%. Therefore, it's considered to be one of the most important words in English language. It applies to every sphere of our life. It applies to our life, leisure, work, home, health, family, relationship, education, everything. It is the foundation of success. It will change you from a dreamer to a doer. It will take you from a loser to a winner. It will make you a better human being. It will make you friendly. It will make you relaxed. It will make you welcoming. It will make you patient. It will make you humble. It will make you confident. It will make you a better citizen of the world. It will make you a better team player. And what is the result of all this? You become a problem solver. You become a better family person, a better relationship at home, a better relationship at work, a better relationship with your customer. It makes a company a great place to work. People with good attitude or positive attitude, it makes the company a great place to work. It makes your home a great place to live. It makes you more loyal to your loved ones. It makes you loyal to your organization, to your boss, to your employer. It makes you much more loyal to your customer. It makes you more focused. You save wastage. You cut down on waste. You increase your productivity. Your positive results, that would become your focus. You increase your profit. You become a contributor. Great companies, they invest on people with positive attitude. If you ask yourself, how did you get the job that you have right now? If you are working somewhere, how did you get the job? Or how are you remaining in the same job when many other people, they were kicked off from the job, when they were terminated from the job, or they had to resign from the job? Why do you stick in the job? Why did you get this job? Very simple answer. 85% is just because of your attitude. Just because of your attitude. 15% is because of your knowledge. But the funny thing is that we spend 100% of our money on education. But we need to understand that 100% that we spend on education and knowledge is just 15% that makes you successful in your work. It's 85% is your attitude. That's the reason why you got the job, and that's the reason why you stick on to the job. And that's why you are successful in your job. Let's go back to the balloon seller. It is not your color. It is not from which country you come from. It is not your education qualification. It's not the number of certificates. It's what is within you that makes you successful in life. People can be a great asset to a company. People can also be a great liability to the company. All training programs could be waste. It could be completely utter waste unless you have people with positive attitude. People who are willing to learn. People who are willing to develop and grow. When an employee says that I can't do it, there are two possible meanings to it. Number one, I don't know how to do it. Number two is I don't want to do it. If the employee says that I don't know, if he says I don't know how to do it, that's a training issue. When an employee says that I don't want to, then that is an attitude issue. If it is an attitude issue, then you have to take care of that employee. Or it could be a value issue. If it's a value issue, then you have to respect that employee. Once again, understand. If an employee says that I can't do it, it could be a training issue. If he says that I don't want to do it, it could be an attitude issue, or it could be a value issue. If it's a value issue, we have to respect that employee, and we need to know what are his values so that you do not contradict with his values. Great companies are measured not by the salary or the working condition. Great companies are measured by the attitude of the people and the relationship they maintain with each other. A good attitude, does it mean to be happy at all the times? The answer is absolutely no. By having a positive attitude doesn't mean that you will be happy at all the times. No, it's not that. Good attitude does not mean running away from problems. You will definitely face problems. As I mentioned earlier, it is not what happens in your life, it is how you respond to what happens in your life. So good attitude does not mean to run away from problems. You will definitely face problems. Anyone can run away. It's super easy. Facing problems and working through them, that's what makes you strong. Running away from any problem only increases the distance from the solution. The easiest way to escape from the problem is to solve the problem. People would definitely throw bricks on you. The society would throw bricks on you. It could be by word, it could be by action. Successful people, they catch hold of that brick and they make the foundation strong like a strong building, just like the bamboo tree, just like a great city, just like a great personality. A successful person would hold the brick and make sure that he builds a strong foundation so that he can stand on that foundation and challenge the world. He was fired from a newspaper company for lacking imagination and having no ideas. A mouse in his workplace, in fact in a warehouse where he was working, inspired him and change his life forever. He won 22 Academy Awards. He is the founder of Mickey Mouse. You and I, we all know that's none other than Walt Disney. That is called attitude. It is not what people throw on you, it's how you hold that, catch hold of that, and build your foundation. It's not what happens in your life. It's not the situation that happens in your life. It's how to face the situation. It's not running away from the situation. It's not running away from the problem. It is not running away from the stones and the thorns. It's how to hold them and how to respond to those actions, not to react. At 11, he was cut from his football team, was diagnosed with growth hormones deficiency, which made him smaller in structure than most kids of his age. Went to become FIFA World Player of the Year. Who is he? Messi. This is again the attitude. It is not surrendering yourself to the problem. It is to challenge the problem, face the problem, counter the problem, and to respond to the problem. That's called attitude. People will throw stones at you. Let's take a very good example. You see the small pebbles here. It goes into the oyster. It hurts the oyster. The natural way to protect from the pain, to resist from the pain, is the oyster releases a liquid. The liquid, it covers the pebble. It makes it much more softer so that it does not hurt the oyster. And after some time, when the pebble becomes much more harder, it again starts hurting the oyster. And the oyster releases the liquid. It makes it softer again and again. The process continues, and one day, one fine day, the stone that goes into the oyster, it comes back like a pearl. Understand, my dear friends, this is the pearl that I'm talking about. We have the pearl within us. You have the pearl within you, and I have the pearl within me. We need to identify that. If required, we need to change it. So rather than reacting to the situation, we respond to the situation. She was born to a mother who was just 13 years old. At the age of 9, she was raped. At the age of 14, she gave birth to a stillborn baby. She was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for TV. She became a media proprietor, an actor, presenter, business person, television producer, film producer, journalist, philanthropist, voice actor, media mogul with 2.9 billion US dollar. Who is she? None other than Oprah Winfrey. That's called attitude. Understand that. She became a mother while she was only 14 years old. She was raped while she was 9 years old. She was born to a 13-year-old mother. She was thrown out of her job, but she never ever gave up. It's not what happens to you in life. It's how you respond to what happens that makes a difference. I take this formula from the great author Jack Canfield, great teacher, and the star of the movie called The Secrets. He's the author of the book called Chicken Soups for the Soul. He said E plus R is equal to O, where E stands for event, R stands for response, and O stands for outcome. We have to face a lot of crises in our life. A very simple crisis could be a roadblock. A simple crisis. Unexpected events where you have to migrate from one place to another. We have no control on what happens outside us. There could be medical cases. Sometimes we are thrown out of the job. We are terminated, kicked off, resigned. Or it could be that we lost somebody close to us. We have no control over it. We have no control even over the traffic. And this is exactly the same example that I showed you earlier. Is this the way that you react? Or is this the way that you respond? The situations are same, but it depends upon how you respond to the situation. It's not what happens, it's how you respond to what happens. Delays may happen. It's beyond our control. Is this the way that you react? Or is this the way that you respond? Because you are very much aware that it's beyond your control. That's called attitude. How would you respond to this? Is it something like this? Or is it something like this? It all comes from within you. Very simple example. How would you respond to this? If you see a nail, a sharp object lying on the floor, on the way, on the path, would you just walk away? Or would you pick that and put it in the dustbin or in the trash? My dear friends, that's called attitude. Your action depends upon your attitude. It's not what happens, it's how you respond to what happens. The nail is there. The action depends upon your attitude. Would you pick up the nail and throw it in the bin, or would you just leave the nail there? This is an example of positive attitude. The young lady that you see on the screen, her name is Manisha Koirala. She is an Indian actress. A few years back, she was diagnosed with brain tumor or cancer. I'm not sure which one of that. If you look at this picture, after the radiation, after the operation, she is still smiling. That's called attitude. Here's another example. This is Yuvraj Singh. And Yuvraj Singh is an Indian cricketer. A few years back, he was diagnosed with brain tumor. And after his operation in the United States, you can see him still showing his thumbs up. That's called attitude. It is not what happens to you, it's how you respond to what happens to you. Once they were discharged from the hospital, they both got together in a function which is called Cancer Has an Answer. That's called attitude. People who can't take that, they go into depression. They go into overeating. They go into over-smoking. They go into drugs. And some, they kill themselves. Understand. Adapt this attitude of a rubber ball. There are always ups and downs in life. There's not only ups, there's also downs in life. If you ask any successful person, if you ask any successful singer, any successful author, any successful teacher, any successful business person, entrepreneur, you ask anyone, sports personality, they would definitely say that we had our ups and our downs in our life. Life is like a roller coaster, or life is like a wave. The waves in the ocean, it goes up and it goes down, but make sure that once it goes down, you got to get up. That's very important. If there is no ups and downs in your life, that means you are dead. So therefore, pray that there should be ups and there should be downs in your life. But the thing is that once it is down, you should be able to get up. That's called attitude. Attitude plus ability makes you successful in life. Now the question is, what is ability? So let me break down ability. Ability is the skill to apply your knowledge. Now when I say knowledge, I'm not talking about the knowledge that you gain from schools or colleges. No. Knowledge could be anything. Knowledge could be to learn something, to painting, for example, or to sing. Knowledge could be anything. So the skill plus knowledge plus attitude. Very simple. The mixture of your attitude, skill, and knowledge will definitely make you successful. Ask yourself, you have a degree, you have a good job, you got a good family, you got a very good house, you got car, you got bungalow, you got everything. Let's say you lost everything, every single thing in your life, and you are all by yourself with the clothes that you're wearing on your body. That's it, nothing else. The question is, can you survive? To survive, number one, you need to have the attitude. Number two, you need to have the knowledge which you have learned all these years. And number three, you must be able to apply that knowledge. That's called skill. You don't require a certificate. You don't require a degree to be successful in life. I normally call it, you don't require a degree to succeed. No. What you require is attitude, skill, and knowledge. Are we born with attitudes, or do we develop them as we mature or as we grow? There are 3 E's in connection to attitude. Number 1 is the environment. Number 2 is the experience. And number 3 is the education. These are called the 3 E's, which mold your attitude. Most of our attitude is shaped during our formative years. When I say formative years, it's age 1 to 12. It comes from our home, comes from our school. And then later on, once you start working, it comes from the work environment. The newspaper that you read, the magazine that you look, the music that you listen to, the film that you watch, the TV channels that you watch, your tradition, your belief system, your beliefs, your religion, the friends with whom you socialize, your social media, your network, your political environment. All this creates a culture. If you step into an office, as soon as you step into the office, you feel the vibe. You feel the positive vibe, or sometimes you feel the negative vibe. You see the positive vibe in the manager, in the leader, and the people working there. You'll also feel the negative vibe if you get into an office. You will find that in the employees working there. It all depends upon the culture that is built in that particular office. You'll find the same vibe, the positive vibe, once you get into a house. You'll also find a negative vibe once you get into a house. It's very easily identified. It all depends upon your attitude. Culture always goes up, top to down, meaning your kids will learn from you and their kids will learn from your kids. Always set examples. Now, what's the effect of a negative attitude, or the consequences of negative attitude? Number 1, hard time keeping friendship. 2, you lose your job. You become jobless because you are not able to cope up with the pressure. You're not able to cope up with your colleagues. You're not able to cope up with the management. Job loss. Break of marriage, break of relationship. High stress level for themselves and for others. They create a negative environment at work. They create a negative environment at home. They pass the negative behavior to the future generation. To be fit, start hanging out with people who exercise. To be an entrepreneur, hang out with people who talk about business, who do business, and learn from them. To be positive, hang out with people who think positive. It all depends upon the people you hang out. There's an old English saying, tell me your friends and I'll tell who you are. Because you would be having the same attitude with the people you mingle. Hanging out with mischievous people is a bad thing. But spending time with people who don't inspire us can be almost as bad. You may need to move from some friendship. It's not that they are bad people. They just may be bad for you. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. If you don't change it, you will never go anywhere. The only disability in life is bad attitude. Even if you are not physically fit, still you can be successful in life. It is not what happens, it is how you respond to what happens. Nothing changes until you change. Everything changes once you change. Change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. If you can change your attitude for better, once again I repeat, if you can change your attitude for better, you can change your life for the best. Your attitude is your greatest asset. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I look forward as usual to your feedback. Please send me your feedback on mail@farookhsensei.com. Please do visit my website, which is www.farookhsensei.com. You can also contact me on 00974 5524 3825. Thank you very much. Until we see for the next time.